Hello friends and fans of OSG. My name is Alyssa Walther and I'm a product engineer with OSG USA. On our site you'll see 5 videos. In each video I cover an OSG product common to the mold and die industry. In these presentations I'll be introducing you to the product, features and benefits, target applications, cutting data, as well as the product offering. In this presentation I will be introducing you to the WhoNi drill or WHONI drill. Let's get started. The EXOPRO WhoNi drill. The WhoNi, or the WHONI, within the name it kind of indicates what this drill is meant for. So if you guess it, you guessed it right. It's for nickel alloys. So some of the more common ones you see are up on the screen right now, going from easiest to more difficult: Hastelloy, Waspaloy, Inconel 718, and Rene. While the WhoNi works great with those nickel-based alloys, we've also found that this tool works extremely well up to 55 Rockwell hardened steels. So if you're machining anything in the hardened state, or if you need to drill anything in the hardened state, the WhoNi is a great tool to go to. Additionally, because it can drill all the way up to 55 Rockwell and do these heat-resistant super alloys, we've also found that it can do fairly well some of the other material groups as well. It's not the best we have, but it can also drill those materials too. But primarily, this tool is made for the nickel-based alloy group as well as hardened steels up to 55 Rockwell. So some of the key features and benefits of the WhoNi drill. First, sharp cutting edge. So even though we can recommend this tool up to 55 Rockwell, it does have to cut sometimes gummier materials in the heat-resistant superalloy family. Additionally, not only some of them are gummy, but they are very affected by excessive heat generation. So to be able to cut heat-resistant superalloys effectively and expect to get any sort of long-term tool life, you need to have a decently sharp cutting edge. So this WhoNi does have a pretty good sharp cutting edge. As you can see, this tool also has coolant through holes. So this is a coolant through drill to aid in chip evacuation. It's got a low helix design, so this is a little different from the majority of your kind of all material, run-of-the-mill kind of drilling tools. This has got a slower helix angle to it, which allows for more carbide to remain on the blank of the tool. It gives us the flexibility of increasing core diameter, which is essentially the backbone of the tool, as well as just kind of beef up the overall rigidity, which helps, especially with the harder materials, to repel torque forces. And lastly, this has the WXS coating on it. The WXS coating is actually a milling grade coating for high hardened material, but it works so great with those milling materials that it is transferable to the WhoNi drill itself because of how hard the coating is, as well as how great it defends the substrate of the tool against excessive heat. Here I'm showing you a little bit of tool life data on the WhoNi 5xD. It's a 6mm tool in Inconel 718, which was hardened to 43 Rockwell. We're doing about 100 surface foot, so about 1500, 1600 RPM with 3 thou 5/10 inches per revolution. This is a through hole 700 thousandths deep with coolant through. So we're looking at the number of holes that these tools were able to get. So you see we've got 4 different competitors and the WhoNi drill, as well as how many holes in this conditions that they were able to get. So you can see that the WhoNi drill by far has the most number of holes, 440 holes over the nearest competitor D. And then you see in the pictures on the left-hand side that nearest competitor, competitor D, how much wear it had on it versus where the WhoNi was at 440 holes. So while the wear amount looks the same, the WhoNi, in fact, at this time when the picture was taken, already has 440 holes on it versus that competitor D with only 280. So this piece of data actually comes from a customer test from a couple of years back. The WhoNi drill 3xD in Inconel 718, 43 Rockwell. The customer was wanting better tool life from the drill. They were drilling this component, this engine housing component, They were running at about 1400 RPM and 1.5 inches a minute with the current drill. We came in with the WhoNi 3x D drill, increased the RPM to 2000, and also increased the feed rate to 8.3 inches per minute from 1.5, so a significant productivity increase. This is a 300,000 deep through hole with a water-soluble through tool coolant, and we were able to almost quadruple the number of holes that this customer was able to get. So very satisfied customer there. So as I mentioned before, the target applications, there's no like one specific industry that we can really target. I mean, if I had to say maybe the aerospace or medical, dye mold for sure with the hardened materials up to 55 Rockwell. So as I said, this tool, this WhoNi drill, was designed for nickel-based alloys, heat-resistant super alloys, but also excels very well in hard materials up to 55 Rockwell. Lastly, we'll get into our drill offering sizes. We have two list numbers, 5950 Ni and 5955 Ni, 3 mil up to a ½ inch in each list. The length of diameter flute length is 3x D and 5x D, and as I said before, these are coolant through the tool drills. That will conclude this section of the WhoNi drill series. Again, my name is Alyssa Walther, OSG product engineer. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and thank you so much for your time.